Welcome once more to Simeon Gloria YouTube channel. I hope you've been enjoying the beautiful expositions that will be coming your way through this channel. Keep liking, sharing, commenting. The Lord bless you. So today I'm excited to bring you this beautiful, will I say, exposition. Welcome to this beautiful episode. I want to use this opportunity to introduce you to my books. Yes, these are my works, Simeon Gloria YouTube channel. Have these works. You can always see it on my background. That is why it is always there. And their titles are Contemporary Bible Exposition. For instance, this is the youngest of it all. Contemporary Bible Exposition for Youth. And beginning with the Eye of the Lion God by Simeon Gloria. So the main task that brought about this work is some of the questions I have as growing up as a kid. I have so many questions I wanted to ask. I asked my teachers, asked my pastors, and they couldn't answer. The personality of God. In fact, at the time, I have to take catechism books to start reading. I want to know about who God is and everything about their belief. I read so much growing up as a child, even into Jehovah's Witnesses books and the rest, just searching for who God is and other questions I want to ask him. So one of the times, one of my pastors said that when we get to heaven, you ask these questions. So there was no answer actually for a young mind like me who was full of inquiry, who wanted to know. So, but when I grew up and I met my father, Christian, some of these questions were answered in the messages and books of Reverend Christian. So I sat down one day, I said, I know that there are so many kids that are still wallowing in this darkness because some of these questions start popping up from my kids who keep asking me one or two questions about the origin of God, their person. They want to know. So I started to write this work. So I want to adore all teachers, parents to take this book. It's not like the usual Bible story book in the market that talks about, the stories of the Bible. No, this is more deep. It's deeper. It brings about critical knowledge. It answers why, some questions like what happened in Eden, why did God love Jacob and hated Esau. It answered questions about personality of God. It answers questions about so many things. In fact, this is an answer. I know what has happened. In fact, when I was doing this work, I met with a particular spirit, the spirit of principle and ordinance. The spirit that was with God in creation. So when meeting that spirit that created the world with God helped me to do away with so much emotion. I practically sat down and emotion left me. Became more objective. I became more principled in terms of relating with life issues. So please don't fail to buy this book for your wards, for your children, for yourself, for your church, for your school, and every other thing. Thank you. And then this one also is a gift from God to us, and the title is Contemporary Bible Exposition of the Lion God for Teens, Youth, and Young Adults, Series 1. This comes in series. This is Series 1, this is Series 2, and this is Series 3. Bulk of the work that was done in Series 1 is self-discovery. So while I was looking for myself, I read book on self-discovery by Oral Roberts, and I was not still satisfied because his environment where he wrote it from was a kind of different. So I also picked book by Reverend Christian on self-discovery and identity, and it helped me so much. So, but some of those books are so voluminous, and I was looking at how do children pick, because I noticed that the Jews try to know their children early. So I decided to break it down. So, bulk of this work is self-discovery, harvesting the light of your life in our contemporary context. Yes, I did it such that every family, every child, and you as a parent can start knowing the light of your life. In fact, one of the times I know there are prophecies around my life, around my kids and the rest. I don't know which of the child, and I don't know their destiny as far. But when I gave them this book to do the exercises, because there are questions, there are exercises for children to answer, when they went through this book, I was able to like see their separations. So I advise you to pick this book. You need it for yourself, you need it for your word, harvesting the light of your life, knowing yourself, discovering the light of your life. This is the whole duty of man. If you don't know yourself, you are still blind, walking through the earth. So I advise you to take this book. Thank you. And then this one is also a gift from God to us, the series 2. In fact, this book came during the period where MMM was, in vogue. A lot of deception. So many people were deceived and their money gone because of, Ponzi schemes and the rest. So I decided to write this book. So it deals with the magic, unveiling the magic of the foreign earth. So by the time you read this book, you'll be able to see in the dark. Your eyes will be open to see beyond reasonable doubt. In fact, it helps kids to be more objective in life, to think critically. You will see topics like seeing in the dark. You see topics like, power of ordinance, introduce children to ordinances of life. You see topics like use of human mind, conscious growth towards effective. You see some topics like submission and seeing before doing. Very rich book. I advise you to take it for your church, for your school, for your family, for morning devotions, and you won't regret it. And then finally, we have this. There are other ones that are not printed, but for now, we have this. This is the third series of this group. This one talks about brightness, talks about your legendary story, how you can improve your family story and bring them to light. So for rule, if we are talking about the time of perfection, we are talking about the time of reigning with God, if you are talking about rapture, then you need this book. It talks about how you can carry out your human value and then bringing it such that it will stand before God on the throne. So you will see topics like the legendary story, you see topics like operational realm of man, you see topics like, producing horn from your life, you see topics like, riding on the cherubic face of God, you see topics like understanding the power of feeding and the rest, operational realm of man, understanding the awesome power of imagination, understanding man's legendary story. Beautiful exposition. I want to tell you that these books are gifts of God to man. In fact, these books came when I was contemplating on some of the evil I saw in my family, and I was asking God, I said, what is the story, the solution to this evil? And He told me to write courses, that the solution are in these courses. And I want to tell you that you won't regret going through the rigorous, exercises in this work, and you will have me to thank. Thank you. More of my books will be coming very soon, and I'll be introducing them by and by. I'll be introducing them one after another. God bless you. Keep liking, sharing, commenting, and order for these books. Bye. Treasures, God's treasures, Allah.